Okay, hey Art 3, this is Miss Haynes, and I am going to first start off by apologizing to you. I somehow did not manage to get the video done last week. I had lots of issues with technology after the storm. It's still not exactly right. My internet keeps going down. But I'm going to try to make it up to you this week. So here's a promise video I have for figure drawing. My goal was to go into Strong Rock today to pick up some supplies from my middle school and to get the figure drawing. There's little models that we have there, but I just could not make it there with my kids and the schedule of what's going on here at my house. I'm going to try again tomorrow. If you would like a figured piece, it's like a little statue, a wooden statue that you can kind of move into different shapes to help with your figure drawing. Just let me know. I did do attach a YouTube video link on the bottom of this on tutorials of basically what figure drawings are, and it's done by somebody who works for Disney. And basically he talks about proportions, so that the human body has some different proportions. Proportions of head versus torso versus the lines of the legs. Now this is a ballet dancer that I chose. She is obviously very lean and probably has longer legs because of her shoes, which have an additional padding. I'm not really sure if you've already started on your figure drawing or not because I haven't had any Zoom meetings, but if you want to check in with me, then you can. So I want to talk about some goals, and actually I did not put goals. Now I am videotaping and trying to show you things at the same time. I don't have a videotaper, so I'm probably going to do it very terribly, but there's some goals that I want you to come up with when you're doing these drawings. One, I want you to see specific landmarks, things in frame of reference, okay? So I chose a picture of a ballet dancer because I happen to love the ballet. When you are drawing, I want you to figure out, in terms of landmarks, where is her leg in relation to the bar? Where is her knee in relation to that? How far away is it off the floor? Use your ruler, not even ruler, use your pencil as a ruler if you need to figure out where are the landmarks in the frame of reference. If you want to do like the Art 2 students did, if it's exact size paper that you're using, like this is an 8.5 by 11, this 8.5 by 11, you can actually use that as your frame of reference. If I'm going to do the bars, I can go ahead and just draw them in gently right there. But I'm going to start off with my figure. Now what I did was I identified my geometric shapes first. So I looked at head, and what I did was I looked at her right here and I actually drew on her. What is the angle, or actually how is this curvature? So I did the curvature and it looks almost like her face in my drawing is looking at you. I'm going to fix that afterwards because I'm going to identify what's wrong with the picture. I've already identified that. As I drew this, it looks a little bit off, okay? It looks like her face is here. Now, one of the things that I did was I got this from the internet. Here's my picture. If you're able to open this up on any kind of computer where you can add stuff to it, or you can increase the size just to see it a little bit better, that would help. You can move it down just to see what the angles would be. You could actually use muscle memory and take your pencil and do this. Now at the first point of this, we are not doing details. The other thing you could use a computer for is to rotate it to help decide your issues, okay? Are the landmarks off? Is my proportion off somewhere? So I'm going to have to figure that out. Upside down works well. So I'm going to put it back how it was, and I'm going to look at my proportions, okay? So I'm looking at her neck, and her neck is about the width of the tip of the pencil over to where the wood ends here, okay? So if I look at my neck, did I do that? And actually I did not. It's a little bit thin. So I'm going to go back and fix that and probably erase that later. So I basically just drew the geometric shapes of what I see. So here was one, almost like a square, except for this part went a little bit up. So if you look at my picture, it's almost the same with just a geometric shape, and I can go back and fix that later. I don't know if you can see that, but there is value there. That's going to be one of the last things I add. Right now, I'm just doing basic geometric shapes. So that was one of the goals, number 4. See geometric shapes, volumes and planes, and any abstract shapes. The abstract shapes I'm actually going to use when I'm doing value as well. Okay, so let me just explain that real quick. When I'm going back, when I'm all done and I'm happy with all my shapes, I'm going to look right here and I see an abstract shape where I can know that that's where my value goes. What abstract shapes are there? Like here's another one, and actually that's not abstract, it's kind of like a little half moon shape. What can I add in for the value? So as I go back again, this is just the basics of what I'm seeing. So here I notice that I need to round this more, okay? She has a definite, almost, if you look in the relation to her arm, there's a gap there, and I'm not sure if I did that in my original drawing, so I'm going to have to go back and look at that. Her bottom comes up here, which I did not put that in there, so I probably need to add that in and extend her leg. Her leotard comes around. I call those leotards. I don't know what you guys call them here, but in Canada that's what we called them. And then I just got the basic shape of her leg. Now her arm comes out a little bit more here, and I just did the basics. I haven't put any details in. And this part is a little bit rounded here, and I'm going to go back and finish off the details. But basically my first step was going in and adding just the geometric shapes. Now I'm going to go in and see specifics. Did I go back and did I look, where is her shoulder in comparison with her hair? Okay, so here's her shoulder, and did I get that? No, I didn't, because her hair comes out a little bit further. So I'm going to see what's wrong with it and fix that. If I need to erase that after, I will. How is her shoulder in relation to her torso? So I'm drawing a line down that, and I can do the same here, and I can tell already that my torso is not long enough because it is a little bit off in the shaping here. I'm going to do that this way, and I'm going to do that this way, and create all sorts of different angles to see if I did it correct. So when I say see geometric shapes and planes, that's what I'm talking about. They're the planes. Did this plane match up with her hair? Does it match up in my original? Look back if you have a digital copy. Enlarge it, see if you've done that. I used to add lines in mine. Sometimes I'd attach it in Word if I didn't have a WordPress, if I didn't have any kind of digitizing that I could do with it, and add something like Illustrator. I would go into Word and add just the lines that insert the lines or whatever, and see what you can do. Once you get the basic shape, I want you to go back in and start adding some of the finer details. The arm, so my arm is very thin, even though I haven't really checked. You can start going back in and adding some of your shading, some of your values. When we're looking at values, we need, in this one, I would need 1 through 9 for values. Now, you don't have to do this in black and white. You can do this in color if you want. This is going to take time. So if I go back, I'm going to attach this to your assignment too. You need time and patience, okay, for this. It's going to take a while. You want to see what you're doing wrong as you're going through it. Like I said, remember, if you want to go around and change the perspective if you can, and then to look at the planes that way. Where's her foot in relation to the bar? How far is it from the bottom? You may want to enlarge it. It may not be the exact size. It's probably easier to do exact size so you can maybe superimpose it and see how off you are or not. Turn it like upside down if you can from a different perspective. See if you see the same thing. Your eyes do change things. And go back and then start adding more details to it. So I just did the basic figure and shapes right now. Now I need to go back and add in, what do I see? How is this wrong? How is this right? Then you're going to go back and add details, and like I said, it's going to take a while. Sometimes you might get frustrated. If you're tired, put it down. Come back and see it the next day. Sometimes you see things the next day that you didn't see the first day. Okay, if you need me, just either chat with me on Teams. I can set up a Zoom, or Microsoft Teams also has a video option. if you want to come to my open hours, my open office hours for Art 2 and 3. It's going to be 2 o'clock on Thursday, and I believe it's Art, SRCS Art is the password. If you need to talk to me, just let me know. I pretty much can see my chat anytime. My phone seems to be working okay, but my computer is painfully slow. It's sometimes taking me like 5-10 minutes just to open up an email. So that's why it's a little bit hard for me to do things, because I'm basically relying on my cell phone right now. And if I'm with my kids, I can't always do what I want to do, and it's harder to work on the cell phone. I'm praying for you, and I hope all is well. And I just want you to continue working on your figure drawings. I will attach this information to your assignment, and hopefully you guys are doing well. You both are very talented, and I will hopefully see you soon.